Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, All That Jazz. Well, here we are. Merry Stranger Things Day. That feels so weird to say, but before volume 2 drops, I wanted to give my final predictions video. I can't believe we are finally down to the end of Stranger Things. I'm excited and sad at the same time, but as we know, all good things must come to an end. So here are my final predictions, and I'm locking these in. So predictions 1 and 2 go together. Vecna is not the final villain. I don't think Vecna is the end game, and I don't think the show ever meant him to be. Actors have said in interviews, both Noah and Jamie described Vecna as being misunderstood, and before they would elaborate on anything, they just left it at that. The first shadow makes it even clearer. Henry didn't start evil. He was manipulated, conditioned, and eventually overtaken. Vecna isn't the origin, he's the vessel. Every season the show makes us think we're fighting a monster and then reveals we're actually fighting the system, possession, hives, control. That system has always been the Mind Flayer. Which brings me to prediction 2. Vecna is actively awakening the final monster, and I think that monster will match the giant creature Nancy saw in her vision with the gaping mouth. And the 12 kidnapped kids aren't just random victims, they are the ignition. As I said before in my final monsters theory video, the Mind Flayer particles alone may not be enough to awaken the monster or the final form of it, or allow it to fully cross over into Hawkins. That's why the merge happens. I think only after Dimension X, the Upside Down, and Hawkins fully emerge can the monster be awakened. And the 12 kidnapped kids Vecna took, I think they are already positioned inside of that creature, whether it be the body, its mouth, its core. They are already positioned in there, waiting for the moment the world collapses into one. The merge isn't just about invasion, it's the signal. And once that happens, the monster will finally arise. Prediction 3. The group loses first. Every major story like this always has its breaking point. Before Endgame, the Avengers lost. Before the Upside Down was ever closed in the past, Hawkins did pay a price. And I think Volume 2 follows the same pattern. The group doesn't win right away. They will lose something or someone that they can't undo. And I don't think that loss is someone like Steve, though everyone is scared for Steve. I actually think Steve is safe, but I do think there are a few other characters on my radar who I think won't make it. Prediction 4. Love is the key, and it always has been. This isn't a new idea. It's the backbone of the entire show. Every time the Mind Flayer loses control, it's because of love, not violence. Season 2, Will survives because Joyce, Jonathan, and Mike anchor him to who he was. Season 3, Billy breaks free because 11 reminds him of his mother. Season 4, Max escapes because the music reconnects her to the people who love her, and 11 breaks free when Mike finally tells him her truth. And A Wrinkle in Time, it isn't defeated by strength, intelligence, or strategy. It's defeated because Meg refuses to stop loving her brother. The parallel is intentional. Love doesn't destroy the entity, it breaks the connection, and that's the only way this ends. Prediction 5. Henry Creel is the key, not the target. After learning Henry's full backstory, one thing becomes very clear. This didn't start with Will. Yes, Will was the first one taken in 1983, but everything wrong with Hawkins began in 1959 when Henry Creel and his family moved there. That's when the door truly opened. The Mind Flayer didn't arrive through Will, it arrived through Henry, and has been connected to Hawkins ever since. The cave, the fear, the crying, even Henry giving Holly that Tiffany tape. None of that feels random. It feels like evidence. Evidence that there's still pieces of Henry left inside of Vecna. Henry isn't the solution because he's powerful. He's the solution because he's still connected. And if that connection can be severed, not destroyed, not erased, but broken, then everything changes. Because the ending to this story isn't about killing Henry Creel, it's about freeing him. Prediction 6. The ultimate sacrifice will come from Joyce. Now, this one I went back and forth with because I was stuck between her and Hop. However, I think with what we've gotten from Hopper, okay, you fake killed him off at the end of season 3, you brought him back in season 4, then in volume 1, you had him wearing his own fail-safe with the bombs and things on him just for him to not have to use it anyway. I think Hopper lives and it'll be Joyce making the ultimate sacrifice. This explains the image of both Will and Jonathan hugging, surrounded by the other kids. This is the aftermath of losing the person who just saved everyone. Joyce has always been the emotional core of the show, the one who never stopped believing, the one who's already sacrificed everything once to save her son. It just makes narrative sense and emotional sense to me. And yes, it will hurt and I think it will be shocking, but I don't know. I just feel like what we've gotten from her, especially in part 1, I can most definitely see Joyce sacrificing herself to save Will and even the group. Prediction 7. Jonathan or Nancy doesn't make it. Now, I went back and forth with this one too, because in my previous predictions video that I made before volume 1 dropped, I most definitely did mention I don't think one out of the 3 of the throuple, the threesome between Steve, Nancy, and Jonathan survived. I was stuck between Steve and Jonathan with volume 1. Now I feel more secure with believing Steve is fine and it's going to be between Nancy and Jonathan. I don't know. Something is just telling me one of them doesn't survive, and I'm trying to see what would be the most tragic. Jonathan not being able to propose to Nancy before she dies tragically, or if Jonathan sacrifices himself for Nancy and in the end she finds the ring and realizes he was planning to propose. Oh God, I'm not ready, but one of them is not going to make it. Prediction 8. Dr. Owens is alive and Sullivan will go to him for help. Now I'm adding this one in here only because I really need Dr. Owens and 11 vindicated, because the Sullivan that was going after 11 in season 4 was absolutely terrible. He was relentless, and I just feel like both of them deserve for him to have to crawl on his knees and say, I was wrong and you were right. Owens has always understood the truth that 11 was never the monster and she was the counterbalance. Sullivan represents fear, control, and reaction, but I think in volume 2, especially after Sullivan witnessing and fighting Vecna firsthand and losing all of his men in that fight, there's going to be no way that him and Dr. K aren't going to bump heads. And if you're bumping heads with your boss, who else to go to but the person who tried to tell you from the beginning that you were wrong? And as I'm sitting here thinking, we still have the attack on the hospital that we haven't seen. In the trailer, there's military men who are going to be going up against even more of these demogorgons. I would hope the survivors of these attacks are seeing there is no girl, no freak girl standing in front making any of this happen. That would make me turn on Dr. K and want to join the side of who's trying to fight the correct way and the correct monster. So who's to say some of these military men don't switch over altogether and switch from being a threat to the group to becoming allies? Prediction 9. Will may inherit Vecna's role, but on his own terms. In episode 1, season 5, Before the Crawl, Mike and 11 talk about a place after all this ends. A happily ever after. A beautiful place with 3 waterfalls. I don't think this was just dialogue. This is the blueprint. I think either Will or Levin transforms Dimension X, the Upside Down, into something new, something beautiful, by not erasing it, but staying connected to it. And there's a real chance one of them has to make the ultimate sacrifice and remain behind. Not as a villain, and not as a ruler or a god, but as a gatekeeper. Prediction 10. Patty Newby could return, and it would change everything. Patty Newby isn't just Henry's first love. She's the moment everything went wrong. On November 6, 1959, wasn't just the day of Joyce's play. It was also the date Henry allowed the Mind Flayer to fully take over. Henry gave up on himself. He killed his mom and his sister, and later, he finally lost control and pushed Patty from the rafters. That moment matters more than we realized, because hurting Patty is what shattered the last good thing Henry had left. It's not just guilt. It's the moment Henry believes there's no coming back from what he's done. And that's when Brenner truly gets him. After Patty is hurt, Henry goes with Brenner willingly, because in his mind, the person who believed in him most is gone. That means Patty isn't just a part of Henry's past. She's the line he crossed. So if Henry was to ever remember who he was before the Mind Flayer, before Brenner, before Vecna, it wouldn't be through anger or power, it would be through Patty. Whether she appears as a memory, a vision that comes inside of Henry's head, or 8 shows him, or an adult version confronting him with the truth. Her presence would force Henry to face the moment he stopped believing he could be good. And if love is what breaks the Mind Flayer's hold, even just for a second, then Patty Newby isn't just a callback. She's the key to reopening the door Henry slammed shut in 1959. And then some honorable mentions. I think as far as couples go, Endgame, Max and Lucas will be the couple in the end who has their happily ever after. I don't think it'll be Joyce and Hopper. I don't think it'll be the throuple between Steve, Jonathan, and Nancy. And I'm going to keep saying this, Will and Mike are not going to be a thing, okay? Okay, just let it go. Let it go. Please.
Let it go when I rise like the break of dawn.
Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
And then lastly, there will be some revelation about Dr. K and how she's been connected to all of this stuff going on with Hawkins, the Upside Down, since the beginning. And I wouldn't be surprised if she's connected to either Dr. Brenner or even Terry Ives. Oh, and one more thing that I'm going to keep pointing out. I don't think time travel is going to be used in the way that people think it's going to be used. Like I said in previous videos, I think the wormhole is going to be not to go back in time, but again to move through time in space. Not to go back in time and to fix anything or to change anything. Okay, so these are my last 10 predictions, plus a few little miscellaneous ones that I am making and locking in before Volume 2 drops tonight. I can't believe it's tonight. Like I'm literally nervous. I'm scared. I'm trying to prepare myself, but I'm still very, very anxious, and I know I'm not the only one. I can't believe we are finally near the end, and come next weekend, we will have seen every last episode of Stranger Things 5. I know it will be sad to see it go. However, I'm very excited and happy for the Stranger Things community I have built on this platform. Thank you guys so much for all the love, the support, the comments, the likes. I finally hit over 500 subs. Let me clap it out. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for the engagements. Even you weirdos who leave really pissy and mean random comments, thank you, because you're still watching and you're still engaging. So I appreciate all the love, even the negative shit that you say. So I'll see you in the next one, guys. And until then, stay curious and stay out the upside down. Nerds.